Malag ang prosekusyon sa umano'y pag-walkout ni Attorney Sison sa gitna ng impeachment. Uy, nag-walkout si Attorney Sheila Sison? Bakit siya nag-walkout? Anong rason? Umano'y pag-walkout. So there's a possibility na talagang mag-walkout si Attorney Sheila Sison. Anong nangyari? Basahin tayo kabibig ha. Prosecution, pumalag sa umano'y pag-walkout ni Attorney Sison sa gitna ng impeachment trial. Hindi napigilan ni House Private Prosecutor Amando Ligutan na ireklamo ang umano'y paggawa ng eksena ni Defense Lead Counsel Attorney Sheila Sison sa gitna ng kanyang pagsagot sa katanungan ni Senator Risa Hontiveros. Matatandaan na ipinapaliwanag ni Ligutan kung bakit dapat ma-impeach si Vice President Sara Duterte dahil sa pagbabanta nito sa buhay ni Pangulong Bongbong Marcos at iba pang personalidad. Sabi ni House Private Prosecutor Ligutan, I think Attorney Sison is making a scene. I think Attorney Sison gave a statement's address to this representation and she walked out. Hindi naman malaman kung bakit halos mag-walk out na ni Sison sa gitna ng pagsasalita ni Ligutan. Ano kaya no? Bakit kaya na yung kabibig no? Ano bang ni-raise ni Risa Hontiveros? Grabe ang walk out agad, hindi ba pwedeng nilang mag-toilet? Sabi ng isang netizen, attorney or announcer, Timang, madami po kami nanood, lakas nito, gustong sumama CR, baka nag-CR lang naman, Ligutan. Bawal bang mag-break? Baka nag-CR lang sir, overreaction naman si Ligutan or inaantok sa speech mo. Ito yung impeachment katawa-tawa. Natatae lang, umiyak na. Di ba pwedeng mag-excuse para mag-CR? Nag-conclude kaagad ng walkout? Sa basketball, minsan kahit lamang need mag-time out. Assuming si attorney. Pupunta lang sa CR, kailangan ba magpaalam sa kanya? Yun ha. Yun ang mga komento ng mga netizen na mag-CR lang pala si Attorney Sison, pero misinterpretation pala ang ginawa ni Attorney, Ligutan, ni House Private Prosecutor Amando Ligutan. Mag-CR lang pala. Naku po. Kung kahapon si Luis Ron naglalaway, mukhang ngayon si Atty. Ligutan sinipon. Sino naman kaya bukas abangan susunod na kabanata? Kayo talaga kung ano-ano mga na-obserba niyo? I'm sure naman hindi mag-walk out si Atty. Sheila Sison. Siya ang lead counsel. Bakit naman siya mag-walk out? Yung statement ni Risa Hontiveros na supalpal nga ni Atty. Pia Cayetano. Pina-strike out nga ni Atty. Pia Cayetano yung statement ni Risa Hontiveros na para daw nag-conclude na si Risa Hontiveros. Si Risa, no? Pero in fairness si Risa, ha, parang nagtanong-tanong pa, di ba, kabibig? Pero may karapatan naman magtanong si Risa Hontiveros, kabibig, kasi trabaho naman yan yun. Pero, ito, ay nako, ito pala yung nangyari, kabibig. Watch this video.
Sa prosecution naman po, yung isang tanong ko at this point in time, Mr. Presiding Officer. Well, counsel, none of these statements are proof that the Vice President actually contracted an assassin or hired one. Why are these acts impeachable?
Yes, there is an answer to the question, Your Honor, please. The prosecution is in the process of establishing that the Vice President should be impeached and she is impeached and be removed from office for contracting an assassin to kill the President, Your Honor, please. Inasmuch as we understand that these statements may not actually 100% prove that she in fact contracted an assassin to kill the President, Your Honor, please. We are invoking, Your Honor, please, a rule in the rules on evidence that there could be statements, utterances of a person that may not be directly similar to what he or she did, but it could establish, Your Honor, please, what we call a specific intent, knowledge, identity, plan, system, and the like. Ibig sabihin po, pinapakita ng prosecution na yung mga nasabi ng Vice President sa gabing iyon, November 23, 2024, Hindi po yan nag-iisang statement ng Vice President. Kung hindi, yun po yung culmination sa mga series of statements ng Vice President kung saan sinasabi niya talagang gusto niyang patayin yung presidente, yung First Lady, tsaka yung former Speaker of the House. Your Honor, please. We invoke Rule 130, Your Honor, please, Section 35 of the Rules of Court. Etong mga statements na to, they prove one thing. Talagang may plano na, talagang may system na, talagang may knowledge na yung Vice President sa anong gusto niyang gawin sa Pangulo. Gusto niyang pugutan ng ulo, gusto niyang patayin. No less than the President of the Republic of the Philippines, Your Honor, please. Yung robe ko as a lawyer and answer the question directly. Mga kababayan, kailan ba naging normal?
Your Honor, this is no
Your Honor, please.
longer answering the
I'm
question.
answering a question.
We
I'm
object,
answering
Your
a question.
Honor.
Mr.
Several
Presiding
times.
Officer.
The chair will make an equitable ruling in a while. Kindly let the gentleman finish because it's a senator judge asking a question of a party.
Your Honor,
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer.
kailan ba nangyari sa kasaysayan ng Republika ng Pilipinas na yung pangalawang Pangulo ng ating bansa nagbanta, sinabi sa publiko na nakipagkontrata na siya sa isang mamamatay tao upang patayin ang Pangulo, ang First Lady, yung asawa niya. Your Honor, please, I think Attorney
Kindly-
Sison is making a scene.
Kindly wind up, counsel.
Your Honor, please, manifestation, I think Attorney Sison gave a statement addressed to this representation and she walked out. She's now coming back.
Mr. Presiding
Counsel,
Officer, I'd like to hear the completion
kindly
of the
wind up
answer
and we will
to my
address that
question.
matter in a bit.
Okay. Now, Your Honor, please. Yung
Kindly wind up.
pagbabanta ng Vice Presidente sa buhay ng Pangulo ng Republika ng Pilipinas, hindi po yan normal. Iyan po ay unang pagkakataon na nangyari yan, nakipagkontrata sa isang mamamatay tao, Your Honor, please, to do that. Even without going into the question, is that a criminal act, Your Honor, please? That act, 110% sure, betrayed the public trust that the Vice President got.
That was like a closing statement, Mr. President. So I don't think this is fair because, you know, some parts are exciting, some parts are dragging. We're trying our best to be paying attention and what evidence, you know, we have to ferret the evidence before us, what is admissible, what is not. The official objections will come later. But when we allow this to happen, na-shortcut na natin yung process. So, if I may, with all due respect, Mr. President, admonish us. Call us out if yung question natin is also not proper at the proper time. We may all make those mistakes. Even I may make that mistake. And I'm telling you, please call me out if I make a mistake and ask the kind of question that should not properly be asked by a judge at that particular time. Because it is not right. We must follow the rules. And I know you are being courteous to all of us, but that was a closing statement. And I also asked the parties involved. You have an oath as lawyers. Don't take advantage of the generosity of this impeachment court. I don't want to see this happen again. I respectfully move that the statements of the prosecution be stricken off the record. It is not proper for those statements to have been made. Thank you.
We are not strangers to all these accusations precisely because this was not the first time these narratives were foisted into the minds of the general public. We have heard the same tales and stories of these accusations since 2024, when the House conducted its Quadcom hearings and most recently the mini trial of its Committee on Justice. But what we must not forget amid all these accusations is the fundamental legal principle that the burden of proof never shifts. The burden of proof never shifts. He who accuses must prove his allegations with evidence that meets not only the degree of proof required, but also meets the evidentiary standards of admissibility, credibility, relevance, materiality, and competence. We therefore should not lose sight of the core principle that the burden of proof is on the prosecution, and unless it discharges that burden, the accused need not even offer evidence on her behalf, and she will be entitled to an acquittal. This is the law then. This is the law now. And the underlying principle for this burden of proof is simple. Under our Constitution, every accused is presumed innocent until proven otherwise. An accused has in her favor the presumption of innocence, which the Bill of Rights guarantees. This also brings to fore the reality that, in the words of the Supreme Court in People versus Pagal, the individual citizen is but a speck of particular molecule vis-a-vis the vast and overwhelming powers of government, and his only guarantee against oppression and tyranny are his fundamental liberties under the Bill of Rights, which shield him in times of need. The present undertaking of this court, therefore, not only carries the weight of the Constitution, but also the imprint of our nation's history, because the Filipino people have shown that they never forget. We, as a nation, never forget. But why is the act of remembering important? What does it matter to our history and to ordinary Filipinos? Because in this trial, the prosecution proposes that we unseat the Vice President elected to office by more than 32 million Filipino people, more than the number of votes cast for the sitting president, and much greater than any of the votes secured by each of the members of the House of Representatives who now are here to prosecute her and seek to undo this people's choice. Sa makatwid, ang malinaw na layunin sa likod ng mga paratang na ito ay ang pagpapatalsik sa isang vice-presidenteng inihalal ng mahigit 32 milyong Pilipino at bunga ng kanilang malayang pagpapasya. Whatever one's political persuasion is, the reality is that the prosecution now comes before this court to remove a vice president chosen by an overwhelming number of the electorate. You all have heard the prosecution say repeatedly that this is because they seek accountability, that the people have a right to hold their leaders accountable. This is not a matter of debate. Indeed, the people have a right to demand accountability from their leaders. What we have yet to hear from the prosecution, however, is this. When the Constitution declared under Section 1, Article 11, that public office is a public trust and that public officers and employees must at all times be accountable to the people, serve them with utmost responsibility, integrity, loyalty, and efficiency, act with patriotism and justice, and lead modest lives, the Constitution does not only speak to the Vice President. It also demands the same standards from the prosecutors. Being public officers themselves, the public prosecutors and the members of the House of Representatives are also held to the same constitutional standard.